Okay. Hello, Jose. Just before my colleagues talk about the events of today, a quick one about Hull City, if I may. The fourth time you will have faced them this season now. So, I was wondering how you approach this one, given that the last one you either lost or drew, depending on how you look at it. But how you will approach this one and how strong a team you will put out.
The last time we played them, even a defeat would be a good result. Even lose the match by 1 goal difference would give us a final. And tomorrow, only 3 points are a good result for us. If we don't win, it's really bad because we need to win matches. We need to win matches, so that's a big difference. We need to win the match.
So a full-strength team, effectively, for you then?
We always play full strength. Depends on the way you look at it, but normally we try to have always a strong team. But of course we had some players that didn't play the last match, some players with a lot of matches played already, people like Valencia, Ibrahimovic, Pogba. We have some of these players with a lot of matches. They didn't play. They will play tomorrow.
You talked about your hope of keeping Ashley Young here at the
he's
club.
staying.
So definitely stays?
Yeah, definitely stays. He's selected for tomorrow.
And doesn't go to China in the next month either? That's it? Finished?
It's finished. He stays with me until the end of the season.
And is that the same for your captain, Wayne Rooney? Is he going to see out the season here, do you think, Jose?
Yeah. We don't have players in, we don't have players out. We lost 2 players from the squad. You can say Memphis Depay and Morgan Schneiderlin, they didn't play a lot, but the reality is that they played some matches, and when they played, other people didn't, and when they played, other people rested. When Schneiderlin played against Feyenoord, played against Northampton, played against Fenerbahce, in these days, it means that or Pogba didn't play, or Carrick didn't play, or Herrera didn't play. So you lose players. Sometimes it looks like it's not important because the players, they were not first choice players, but in the end they are important. And if somebody is going to have a very difficult season, I hope that's us. And we are in the cup competitions. We have Manchester City match postponed. We have Blackburn match, and if we win, we will have another match to be postponed. We are in the Europa competition with more matches, so our situation is really difficult. We lost 2 players. We cannot lose more.
Jose, it's been noticeable you haven't bought anybody, but none of the big 6 teams have bought anybody this month. Is there a reason for that? Is it getting particularly difficult for the top teams to get the players that they need in January?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, really. I cannot speak by the other teams, by their decisions, by what they think, by what they do. In our case, we are more focused on the summer period. I like my players, so nothing important.
How much change do you envisage will take place in the summer then, if you're already planning further ahead?
I know what I want. I always think every week, the more I know my players, the more I know my team, the more I know the competition, because it's a competition I know really well, but it's a competition that is in permanent evolution, and the needs also in permanent evolution. I know what I want. Yeah, I know what I want. But the market closed today, so there is no point, especially for me, there is no point to be speaking about the next transfer window when we have ahead of us so many matches to play, so many competitions to fight for, and so many good players to work with. So if you ask me, do I know what I want for the next transfer window? Yes, I know. Is it possible to get? I try always to be realistic. You know, I remember many years ago when I was asking for a second goalkeeper. I don't say mine because it was never mine, but the technical director gave me a list of possible second goalkeepers, and the first choice was Buffon to be my second goalkeeper. I'm always realistic. I try always to give options that are gettable, but we'll have time to speak about it in the summer. For now, is Hull City, Leicester City, Saint Etienne, Watford, Saint Etienne again, Blackburn Rovers, and finally, in the end of the month, Southampton in the final. After 7 matches for us, and after Southampton to have 15 days holidays to prepare the final.
Okay, last question.
Could I ask you about Eric Bailly? Is he fit to play, and is he available tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, can we move on?
3 cups, but as you said on Sunday, the title looks impossible. How big a deal has been in the top 4 compared to in the Europa League? Because you have such a good Champions League pedigree. How much do you miss that, and how much does this club miss that?
Personally, I miss Champions League, and every match I don't play in the Champions League means that an incredible number of matches is not growing up, because I am in the club of the 100, the youngest one to be in the club of the 100. I want more, so every time I don't play, I'm not happy with. But obviously Manchester United is much more important than me and my individual targets, and this is what matters, is Manchester United, and Manchester United is a club that everybody knows belongs to the Champions League. So we have to do everything is possible to be in the Champions League next season. We have 2 ways of being there. One is by winning the Europa League, another one is by finishing the top 4. Both achievable, both difficult, but we are going to work hard for that.
Josie, what can the football authorities do about the fixtures? We think you're going to be facing 66 games if you go all the way in all the competitions. You sounded frustrated on Sunday, but in a way you're just victims of your own success. What are you looking for from the football people to help you in that?
They will not.
Because their hands are tied as well, you mean?
And because in some occasions I don't think they even think about it. Again, probably my colleague Mazzarri will tell Jose, shut up because this is not your problem. Maybe it is not unhappy if I speak about it. How is it possible that Watford plays Sunday and played Tuesday? Why Watford doesn't play Saturday against Millwall, or doesn't play Wednesday against Arsenal? How is this possible? It's such a silly thing that I have to believe that they didn't even think about it. They, authorities, not they, Watford. And this happens and happens and happens. Lots of decisions where it's quite difficult to understand. The number of matches, you know that there is a risk when you have 2 cup competitions and some teams, Europe and Premier League and so on. You have this risk, but with a little bit more respect, a little bit more care, you could find better solutions and solutions that you can understand. That's just the point.
Clearly tossed the FA Cup off on Saturday, didn't they?
Yes.
Clearly. I mean,
Yes.
you can't do that as a Manchester United manager, can you?
I don't do, even if I am the manager of a club without the same ambitions as us, especially in the FA Cup. I did it once in my first year in England. I understood the mistake. I understood the dimension of my decision. Was a period where we had to play against Barcelona in the Champions League, and arriving from Barcelona, we were going direct to a League Cup final against Liverpool. And in that period, we played Newcastle in the FA Cup, and I threw it away. And I understood the dimension. I think the FA Cup deserves such a respect that I don't think we can do that. I don't do that. If I am changing players, I change because I have to give chances to some other players. I have to give a little rest to some others, but I try always to give a certain idea of, I will change players against Blackburn. I will change because I have to play Saint Etienne and I have to play the final, so I will change. But I'm not going with a team of 7 kids or something like that. I can't do that. I will risk, but I can't do that.
Before the Wigan game. Before the
Stuart,
Wigan game.
Stuart.
Sorry, Dave. Jesse, you were
No, I guess.
you were the team with momentum up to a few weeks ago. Is there any reason why? Can you pinpoint any reason why you've gone off the boil over the last 2 or 3 matches, particularly in the league?
Can you explain me what you are saying? I don't understand the words.
You were the team that had all the momentum. You had a great winning run, unbeaten run. You've gone off the ball slightly in the last few matches, Liverpool, Stoke. Is there any reason why that has happened? Can you pinpoint that? You've gone back to the draws again.
It's something we cannot control. We were better than our opponents. We tried more than our opponents to win the matches. Our opponents they finished the game defending with everything. We finished both games attacking with everything. We couldn't score more goals than our opponents. It's simple as that. Against Liverpool, we conceded a goal in a penalty. Against Stoke, we scored in our own goal. In both occasions, we had to react to a negative result at half time. We fought hard. We risked. We tried. We drew.
You said before the Wigan game that if Martial played magnificently, he would start against Hull. Did he do enough to convince you that he's worthy of a starting place again? And how do you feel he performed?
Enough to be on the bench.
With Anthony, you've talked about it before. Is it a lack of, not focus, but is it because obviously the first half he didn't play particularly well, but then he had a great second half with many assists. What does he have to do to convince you that he can be a regular starter again?
He has to perform better than the others that are competing with him for the same positions. And his position is a position where we have lots of options. And do you want me to leave Mkhitaryan out after him being the man of the match and playing so well as he did? I can't. So I think the players, they pick themselves You know, I'm just there to analyze what they do and just to try to be fair with them. Such a good performance. Mkhitaryan has to play tomorrow. It's simple.
Do you
Okay,
see
guys,
Martial as a
thank
centre
you.
forward, Jose? Do you see
Thank
him as
you.
a centre forward, Martial, in time?
He's an attacking player. Can finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an attacking player. He can play in any position.
I don't think he does.